This is the Magavow ritual, a traditional thanksgiving to the spirits of the rice. It can only be performed by a Kadazan high priestess, and this is the last one she will ever carry out. Her talks with the spirits are physically exhausting. She's too old to perform them, and there is no one to take her place. Across Borneo, the story is the same. Traditional rituals, skills and customs are being lost as an older generation dies and their way of life with them. I'm visiting a local kindergarten with Rita Lazembang of the Kadazan Language Foundation. She tells me of her fight to ensure that at least her people's language does not disappear through lack of use. With the foundation's support, Kadazan is now taught in schools around the state.
The Kadazan language, that is the mother tongue heritage. They inherited from their parents, their grandparents, the ancestors. So it's their identity, so they need to learn or speak it themselves.
Rita also takes me to the St. Anthony Primary School, where Flavia Gabrielle is teaching her class of 11-year-olds.
I'm the one who teaches this class, year 5 students. Hello.
Since 1997, it's compulsory for children in Sabah to learn Kadazan for 3 years. How difficult is it to teach your pupils KadazanDusun?
It's not that easy. It's quite difficult actually, because some of the students, even though they are Kadazan, but they don't speak their own language, their Kadazan at home. So when they come to school, they speak, at home they speak Malay, right, and other languages like English or Chinese. So when they come here, they don't really know how to speak the Kadazan, but they understand.
The foundation is also trying to document the rituals and chants of the high priestesses. It's a tough job. This rice song has enough different verses to last from sunset to sunrise, and only the elders now remember it. This is the crux of the problem. Life has moved on for the younger generation of Sabah. To become a priestess takes years of training, and today, just like in the Western world, work and play will take priority.
I think for the people, the younger generation are no longer interested in this ancient practice. They're more towards going towards the modern ways. So this is a lot of time and effort and patience, and it requires for you to stay back in the village. And the young minds do not want to do that anymore. It will die out just like that. We will only have books to read and maybe the pictures that was taken off or film that's been taken off to relate ourselves to who we are as a Kadazan.
Emma was so worried about the rapid loss of her people's cultural identity that she opened this living museum for locals and tourists alike.
It's quite nice and cool in here, isn't it? Because the ceiling's high and it's up high.
Yeah, it's meant to be that way
to keep the air
out,
circulating through it.
And then here would be all the medicine, opening it up to the public to come and see. Is what I hope to give to the people, of how proud I am of our custom, our tradition, and how important it is for us to conserve it.
The village is named Monsopiad after an infamous headhunting ancestor of Emma's. Above our heads hang the skulls of 42 defeated warriors, one tradition Emma's not so keen to preserve. In the 21st century, it's unrealistic to imagine that life for indigenous groups in developing countries will not change. This is true of the Kadazan and thousands of other ethnic groups around the globe. What people like Rita and Emma are fighting for is not to halt that process of modernization, but to ensure that the cultural identity of their people is not lost along the way.